Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today I have a very interesting topic a question rather that I want to address. A friend of mine who is staying in the US was supposed to come to South Africa to visit. So immediately after the uprising in South Africa, the agitation of the black South Africans about a crime committed by foreigners, he said to me that the country is too xenophobic, he's not going to come. Recently, we had a conversation, and he said to me that he's not going to come to that country because South Africa is a xenophobic country, which which gave me the idea that I should talk about this topic and be able to address some things because there is a lot of misconceptions out there about the nation South Africa, and for those who are not in South Africa, the impression that they are getting is wrong. And coming from somebody who is a foreigner living in South Africa, I think it will be important for me to also address some things that some people might find to be useful when it comes to South Africa. First, I want to give a backstory. In the year 1983, Nigerian then President Shagari decided that all Ghanaians who were living in Nigeria, who were working in Nigerian schools, working in Nigerian government, getting married to Nigerian women, should go back to Ghana. And majority, it wasn't only Ghana, it was all the foreigners who were living in Nigeria. He said illegal foreigners, that was what he said. But majority of the people that were affected were Ghanaians. That all these people should go back to their various countries because of the crime in which they were committing in Nigeria. And it was difficult for you to differentiate between a Nigerian and a Ghanaian when it comes to crime because, majority of whom were using our passports, were using our IDs, were using everything, in Nigeria. That helped Ghanaians. Ghanaians went back, as sad as that situation was, they went back to Ghana. Today, Ghana is one of the best country in West Africa. That the same Nigerians are leaving Nigeria to go to Ghana to go and invest, to go and live, build houses and do all that. Here is my point, because a lot of people don't understand. And I'm not saying this, I'm not having this conversation because I want to get a friend's relationship from South Africa or from anyone. No, I'm just here to state facts. And what I want to do on my channel right now is to be able to state facts, and is for you to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. That one is your business. I don't care. But what I stand for is to tell the truth the way it is, and at least to be able to help somebody out there. With the influx of various social media platforms, a lot of misinformation is reaching people, and we are actually destroying ourselves whenever we go on social media and portray an image of a nation that is not true. When I first got to South Africa, I realized that the people were very accommodating. The people were very, friendly. I was eating every, South African food, just trying to make sure that I get used to the culture and understanding of the place in which I was living. Now, these are the things that I discovered in the process of doing that, because mind you, I had a lot of South African friends when I got to South Africa. But this is one thing that I discovered while living in South Africa. I discovered that the foreigners, the African, my brothers and sisters from other nations in Africa that were living in South Africa, sort of isolated themselves from the communities in which they lived. They isolated themselves from South Africans, majority of whom were, criticizing, insulting these people. And this is something that a lot of you out there don't know if you're not in South Africa. Majority of the narrative that comes out then was that South Africans are lazy. They don't want to work. They want to rely on the government to teach them or to feed them. And these things went on for so many years without South Africans responding to this. Majority of the South Africans were very understanding, that to a point where they decided, you know what, they're not going to talk about this, and they were not talking about it. They just kept on going. And South African women welcomed everyone, from different parts of Africa, that you live in South Africa, which some of brothers get married to South African women, have children, build families, which is something that is, beautiful. But the reality of the situation is this: we took advantage of how friendly the environment is, of the people and their laws. We abuse their laws, we abuse them, we abuse their women. All these things were going on, right? Now, it got to a point where these people decided, you know what, enough is enough. We are not going to take this anymore. For somebody who's out there who don't know, let me tell you something. Yes, South Africans are crying. They don't want their fellow African brothers to be here anymore because of economic reasons. True. But I can tell you this: majority of these things is not coming from, taking their jobs, and all that. Majority of this thing is as a result of the arrogance that is being displayed by us who are not from South Africa. And you ask me, why am I saying this? The truth is this: when you go visit somebody in their houses, you try as much as you can to abide by the rules of that house. But if you get to a house, a particular house, and you're staying in that house, and you decide, no, you are above the rules and the terms that were clearly stipulated in the contract in which got from the house in which you're staying, chances are that the landlord will evict you. I mean, this thing is happening everywhere. It's happening in Nigeria, Ghana, everywhere. If you are staying in a rented apartment, you try as much as you can to abide by the rules of that house, of the house. Once you go against it, chances are that you'll be given a quick notice to leave. Take South Africa as a place that was rented to most of these people. You abused the opportunity. These enormous opportunities that were given to us, we abused it in so many ways. And I know a lot of people don't want to say this, but let the truth be told. We abused these people and their laws. We abused them verbally. We abused them in different ways. I want to say something here, and like I said, my conversation about this topic is to try as much as I can to be factual, try to provide evidence if need be, and talk about the things that I'm experiencing. Now, I'm talking to people who are in America, people who are in UK, people who are outside of Africa without understanding what is happening in the nation of South Africa. Because social media is so powerful. People can twist stories, and God forbid, and God forgive me at the same time, I was part of those people who were spreading those rumors, because somebody shared information without me researching it. I will share the same information as well. And that helped in portraying the nation in a bad light. And what I'm saying here to you now, I'm not saying it as somebody who read in the newspaper. I'm saying it to you as somebody who is living in the country of South Africa. And like I said, I'm not trying to build a relationship with anyone. I'm just trying to say the truth and my observations. And my observations are that these people accommodated us well until we started abusing them. We started abusing the privileges that were given to us. I am a foreigner living in South Africa, but I can tell you there are some places in South Africa that I cannot live in. I'm just telling you, these places are predominantly occupied by my brothers from other nations that are not from South Africa. You will see that a lot of things going on. There are drugs, there's whatever it is that is going on. As a foreigner, I am even scared of even walking through these places, let alone staying there. Now imagine somebody who is a South African. How do you want that person to feel whenever they go to these places? Every now and then they look at how messed up the place is, and they look at the level of activities that is going on in those places. So there's another myth also that I want to also clear, because I've heard this coming from my Black South African brothers and sisters a lot, that whenever a crime is being committed by foreigners, we foreigners don't condemn it. It's a lie. I'll tell you this. I live in a place where I can't even, somebody who, I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to mention nationalities. I'm just going to talk about things that, I'm just going to talk about facts. But then let me try to protect these nations because I know crime is being committed by everyone. However, I'm talking specifically about my brothers and sisters that are from other nations aside South Africa. There are some of these guys that even if I'm going on the road and I see them, they want to give me a lift, I won't be able to get into their cars. Because for one, I don't trust them. For one, I don't know what they do. And I don't want to be in a place where one day, God forbid, you'll be arrested for something that you know nothing about. And if I'm arrested because of my nationality, most people will assume or accept the fact that you are part of what is happening. In our communities as foreigners, there are some of these people, we know them, and we sort of isolate them. We don't converse with them. We don't do businesses with them because they know we know what they do. And at the same time, we do not approve of their ways. But do you know who accommodates and who is accepting what these people are doing? The people of the land. They're the ones who accepted these people. They're the ones who are giving them whatever it is that they're looking for in order for them to continue doing their businesses. Anyway, that is aside. So, South Africans got tired of being abused in their nation. They got tired of being used. They got tired of the insult coming from our African brothers and sisters. They say no, even though the government is lenient towards us as foreigners, these people say no. The time is now. We don't want the crimes committed by these people. We don't want these people abusing our systems. We don't want these people doing 1, 2, 3. And do you know the funniest part? This is one of the most a useless thing that I've heard coming from my fellow foreign black brothers and sisters. They say, but South Africans are also committing crime. I laugh each time I hear this. And let me tell you why I laugh. I laugh because this is their nation. Where do you want them to go and commit the crimes, if not in their own country? Why do you want to compete with those people who are hosting you when it comes to crime? Why are you not competing with them when it comes to moral uprightness? Why are you not competing with them when it comes to good things? Why do you only want to compete with them when it comes to crime? And you see, that is where the problem is. I listened to one guy on the podcast. I don't know where he is from, but I listened to him. And he was saying that South Africans don't treat China the same way they treat us. South Africans don't treat people from Europe the same way they treat us. Why do you want to be part of the stats in the first place? Don't commit crime. Then you won't have to compare yourself with anyone else. Don't commit any crime. Don't abuse the system. There are a lot of videos emanating from different corners that I watched few months ago about these guys, talking to the police officer with so much disrespect. You can't be in a foreign country and all you think about is abusing the authority, abusing the law enforcement officers, and then you expect these people to be happy with you. They're not going to be happy with you. No matter how lenient South Africans are, it will get to that point where they will say no. We lived with Ghanaians, in Nigeria for the longest time. For the longest time, we lived with Ghanaians. But it got to a point where it was too much. The crimes that were being committed by these people were actually using Nigerian passports to go to UK, go to, to Canada, go to US, because Nigerian passport used to be very good. Can you today talk about the Nigerian passport being good? You can't even talk about it. Why? Because anytime somebody sees that passport or hear that name, there's this negativity that comes with it. And we are not addressing it. We're not even talking about it. We want to hide that everything is okay. Have you ever checked and have you ever sat down and asked yourself, why is it that whenever I'm using this Nigerian passport, there's so much commission that comes with it? That is because of our activities outside and within. Why can't we change? Why can't we at least respect these nations in which we visit? If somebody allow you, it is very difficult. I must tell you this. It is very difficult for somebody to allow you to come and stay in their space, compete with them, you know. But at the end of the day, what do we what are the things that we are doing? We engage ourselves in all kind of activities, from selling drugs, fraud, doing it. Why do you know, I'm saying this because there are some of these things that are very painful to me, and I'm saying it right now. Like I said, I'm saying it. I'm saying these are facts, right? These are facts. I want everybody listening to listen to me. You know, there are times when I hide my nationality. I hide it. Look, I don't do any, I know myself, I used to defend it. I used to try to justify it here and there. Go somewhere, somebody will say, hey, your people are doing it. I'll say, no, but I'm not like this. I know. I don't defend it anymore because there's no way you're going to say that anybody will believe what you're saying, because our brothers are so vehement on living a life that is not worth emulating. But do they listen? They will give you 210 reasons to why they are committing crime. Why then do you want these people to accommodate you? Why then do you want these people to accept you because of your activities and the ways in which you're living? You see, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any sense. So my thing here is this, and I'm saying this, like I say, with all respect, and I'm saying it, I'm not saying it with an intention of begging for a relationship from anyone. These people, in my view, are not xenophobic. I know somebody is going to fight me. People are going to fight me for my views. But I'm telling you, these people are not xenophobic. I have good South African friends. I have women in South Africa. This is all I've known my life. And I know, and I'm saying it to you, they are not, but how are they going to trust us if we continue living the way we are living? Tell me. There is no way that they're going to trust you. There's no way that they're going to open up to you. The time is now and it's here. They are saying to you, look, what is coming to South Africa, right? We have to pray, keep praying for the nation, because these people are tired. They are tired. And their anger is justifiable. At least if nobody is accepting it, I can accept the fact that their anger is justified. They are tired. They are tired of activities. They are tired of the way our behavior. Let me give a very simple example. I have friends, right, who are from Nigeria. These guys will rather eat their food or nothing. They will never go to a point of say, oh no, this is South African food, they won't eat it. But then some of these guys are also with South African women. But they will say to you, oh no, I don't eat South African food, I don't eat South African food. First, let me tell you, when somebody welcomes you into their home, somebody say, come, and they accommodate you, you have to accept to live on their terms. You have to accept whatever it is that they're eating is what you have to accept. You don't make it known to them. Oh no, I don't like this food. This food is not. This is South African food. I don't have time for this food. And then you want those people to accept you, and you want to be happy. I feel like this topic is deep, and I'm going to be unable to, I will be unable to, sort of touch on everything because there's a lot that is going on, and I'm telling you, there's a lot that is going on in this nation, and it will take me 1 hour to talk about this topic, because I know this is something that is very important, and my little cent of contribution to this topic is to give those people out there, to tell them the truth. I am not living in Nigeria. I'm not living in Ghana. I'm not living in Zimbabwe. I'm living in South Africa, and I have first-hand information, and I know what is going on. And I'm saying to you, do you know? Let me shock you. Do you know? Whenever there is a newspaper or there's a headline where I see that, oh, there's drugs or somebody was arrested with drugs, I'll be praying, please God, don't let it be a Nigerian. That is how much that has come to. I pray because the negativity continues to build. I'm not doing anything wrong. Why do I want to be part of the stats? Why do you want to be part of it? Take yourself away from anything that has to do with crime. Let South Africans commit crime. They are in their country. It is their country. Their laws will deal with them. Why do you want to be part of, you want to be part of those people? I am struggling to understand this mindset. So for people out there who think that, oh, you can't come to South Africa, you can't visit South Africa, South Africa is a nation, it's a xenophobic nation. No, South Africa is not a xenophobic nation. The same way what Nigeria did in 1983 to Ghanaians and the rest of Africans. Why are we not talking about that? Why are we not regarding them as it was too much for Nigerians, at some point? Because Ghanaians were working in their schools, they're working, doing everything, getting married to their women, So it got to a point where Nigerians could not find their place in the economy of the Nigeria. So Nigeria voice out, the voice out. Today, everybody's going about it as normal. Every country should be able to protect its people. And that is what these people are doing. I don't agree completely with some of the methods being used. I don't want anybody to die. I don't want anybody to be killed. But do we deserve this kind of treatment? Yes, we deserve it because of our ways. If you change your ways, let them arrest you for not doing anything. It's better than arresting you for committing a crime, and then you still want to justify that on top of it. Let them be angry. It is their nation. They have the right to be angry. They have the right to tell people, we don't want you here. Because of the thing, these people who are clamoring for the change, there are people who are living with us in their communities. So they know the activities that we are committing in their land. Why then do we want to every now and then want to propagate on social media that these people, they're hateful? No, sir. No, ma. These people are not hateful. Stop committing crimes. And you will see if these people will accuse you of things that you did not do. Like I said, it's a very deep topic. It's a topic that I start talking about it now to tomorrow is not going to end. But I just wanted to share some of these a few things with us. Let us start helping each other. We can only, the unity that we talk about, most people talk about unity. Yes, truly South Africans are right when they say the unity will not start in South Africa. Let's start a unity in other parts of Africa. Yes, they are a young nation, they are barely 35 years old into democracy. And we're choking them already, like telling them you should be able to accept everyone. Why are we not accepting everybody in other parts of the continent? Why are we not accepting it? Why do we want to come and do all these things here? I live here. I'm not talking as somebody who's living from outside. I live here and I know there are places I go to hide myself. I don't pretend that I pretend that I'm not even, I don't even belong to a particular nation because I'm so ashamed of what is happening, what my people are doing. Can't be in another man's country and behaving like you're in your home. You're lousy. You're bragging here and there, insulting them, and you expect them to be fine. Nothing is good. They can only take so much, but it's gotten to a point now where they're saying no to this. So their hatred stems from these activities, these conversations that we are having. If you come into my house, you want to stay in my house, you will live on my terms, and you must be able to accept what I eat is what you eat. Don't say to me, even if you're not eating it, don't say to me what I'm eating is rubbish, because those are some of the conversations that are coming out. I'm saying this because I've seen some of my friends and if I eat something that is from South Africa and I will see the comments and I will see the things that they will say, and I'm saying, why would I be living in South Africa if I don't eat South African food? What am I doing here? That means that majority of you don't accept the land in which you live, yet you still expect that land to bless you. If you accept the land, if you accept it, if you accept and you enjoy living your stay in South Africa, don't commit crime, don't speak evil of the land, and don't hate the land, because once you commit crime, you hate the land. Anyway, I feel I should just share these few things with you, and we'll be talking more of bringing a lot of topics on our next episode. Stay tuned.